So, what if the solution to a global loneliness epidemic was kind of hiding in plain sight? In the middle of a noisy school cafeteria. Today, we're going to look at what happens when you swap out screens for actual playtime. Let's dive into how a simple ban on phones seems to be kicking off a huge social revival. It's the great paradox of our time, isn't it? We've got more ways to connect than ever before, but so many people, especially young people, feel totally and completely alone. It's this quiet epidemic that's happening right there in the palm of our hands. So, where can you really see this digital isolation? Well, the answer might actually surprise you. It's in a place that used to be just buzzing with youthful energy and noise: the school cafeteria. Yeah, try to picture it. The sound of a modern lunchroom isn't trays clattering and kids laughing anymore. It's just this quiet, almost eerie tapping on glass screens. It's become this powerful symbol of a generation that's together, but somehow totally apart. And get this, a recent study out of the UK found kids are spending 4 to 6 hours a day on their phones. I mean, think about that. For a lot of kids, that's like working a part-time job, but instead of building friendships in the real world, they're just endlessly scrolling. The trade-off there is it's huge. And look, this isn't just about losing time. All that scrolling comes with a really heavy price tag. We're now seeing a direct line from all this screen time to higher rates of depression, problem sleeping, and even memory loss. It's a massive public health issue that's been hiding in plain sight. So, faced with this kind of silent crisis, some schools are deciding they're not just going to stand by and watch. They're trying this pretty radical experiment, a really bold move to try and get their students' social lives back. The idea is actually super simple, but it's powerful. From the first bell in the morning to the last one in the afternoon, school is a phone-free zone. And just to be clear, this isn't about completely cutting kids off. They can still be reached in an emergency, but that constant digital distraction, it's gone. And yeah, like Governor Kathy Hochul said, the goal was pretty straightforward. Fewer distractions, better focus. But what actually happened was something nobody really expected. It was something much bigger. You see, the ban was really meant to fix a problem inside the classroom, but its biggest impact was felt out in the hallways. A full-on teen social revival started to happen, and in the most unexpected way. This quote from New York Magazine just nails it. It captures the transformation that happened almost overnight. That digital silence was replaced by a pleasant buzz, the actual sound of human connection coming back to the school. So what filled the void that all those screens left behind? Something surprisingly old school. I'm talking playing cards, dominoes, board games, and it wasn't just about killing time. It was about kids rediscovering how fun it is to just play face to face. I mean, even a tech-focused magazine like Futurism had to admit what was happening. When you take away that digital barrier, real human interaction doesn't just come back a little bit, it flourishes. Okay, so it would be easy to just dismiss this as a New York story, right? But the truth is, the silent cafeteria is really just a symptom of a much, much larger problem that's happening all over the world. The numbers here tell a story that's playing out everywhere. Between 2012 and 2018, the number of teenagers who felt deeply lonely at school basically doubled. And what else happened during that exact same time? The smartphone went from being a novelty to an absolute necessity. You can't ignore that correlation. And let's be super clear here. This isn't a problem that's just for wealthy countries. The technology is global, and so is the emotional fallout. The need for real, genuine connection, that's universal. I mean, take Pakistan, for example. A recent report from there said the exact same thing we're hearing in the West. You have a generation of young people who are digitally connected to thousands, but feel emotionally supported by almost no one. It's the same paradox, just on a different continent. So this New York experiment has been a pretty powerful proof of concept. But is a simple ban really the final answer? Or is it just the start of a much bigger conversation we need to have about our relationship with technology? And this is where the conversation starts to get a lot more complex. A lot of experts argue that a ban is basically like putting a Band-Aid on a bullet wound. The real work, they say, is in teaching digital literacy and holding these huge social media companies accountable for making their platforms so addictive. And this isn't a problem that schools can fix all by themselves. The only way forward is with a united front. You need educators creating these tech-free spaces, parents setting boundaries at home, psychologists offering support, and maybe most importantly, you have to listen to the students themselves. It has to be a community effort. Because really, at the end of the day, this isn't about being anti-technology. It's about being pro-human. It's about creating a world where our digital tools actually serve us, not the other way around, and where the most important connections we make are the ones that happen face to face. And all of this leaves us with one last, really big question. If just taking away phones and kickstart such a powerful social revival, what does that say about our obsession with productivity and progress? Maybe the most important skill we can teach the next generation is something we've kind of forgotten ourselves: the simple, profound power of just knowing how to play.